Hi, this is Jenny from Crafter's Companion. Today I'd like to show you a little bit of highlighting, and I'd also like to show you a little bit of basic blending and how I get a nice smooth blend between my colors. I've chosen to use the image by Morehead. Her name is Raindrop. I absolutely love her. I think she's absolutely adorable. I've also chosen to use my coral red colors. I'm going to use CR3, CR4, and CR6. If you've seen our color number system before, you know that the lower the number, the lighter the color. The higher the number gets, the more intense the color is. So here I have a pale, a medium, and a dark color. I'm going to start off with my light. What I do is I always start off with a light base coat, and then I go dark, medium, light. So let's go ahead and give that a try on our hat. I'm going to start on one side of her hat, and I'm going to add just a little bit of my lightest color. I want to put enough fluid that it is nice and wet, so when I get to my next layer, this layer will still be wet. However, I don't want to be so heavy on the edges that it's going to bleed outside the line. So there we go, I have it nice and wet. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump to my darkest color, which is a CR6. So I'll add that in. I'm going to always add my color towards my highlight. My highlight again is in the center. So I started at my edge and I'm flicking towards my center. So now what I have is I have my dark and my light. My light ink is still wet. Now I'm going to jump to my medium marker, which is my CR4, and I'm going to blend these two colors together. How I'm going to do that is I'm going to focus right here on this line where the two colors join together. You don't blend your whole hat, you just blend the line where the two colors join together. So I'm going to do that by doing little circles, just barely going into the darker ink and pulling some of that ink out into my lighter ink. So here I have, now I've stepped it down to a medium color. Now what I want to do is repeat that same exact process I just did, but now I'm going to blend my medium into my light using my lightest marker. You always use the lighter of the two markers that are joining together. So there I go. I got those blended nicely. I noticed that right up here, it's not quite blended very nicely, so I'm going to go ahead and retouch that a little bit. Don't be afraid of going back and playing teeter-totter a little bit. If you add a little bit of your dark ink in, then you might have to go back and blend it back out with your light. Again, it works best if it's still wet. So now that I've gotten that side done, I'm going to repeat the same exact process from the other side. Let's see if you remember how I did that. I started off with my lightest marker. There's lots of other ways of coloring, however I like to do this for my classes. It seems like it really works for all beginning students. So there's my light color, and now I'm going to jump to my CR6, which is my dark color. And I like to put a little bit of a quick line here. Then when I'm going back and I'm pulling my color, I don't have to go all the way back to that line. Kind of helps me stay under control a little bit. Okay, so there is my light and my dark. I'm going to go to my CR4, which is my medium color, and blend them together. So I'm going to do my little circles. You can see how nice and quick it blends as long as that base coat is still wet. There we go. And now I'm going to step it back down to my lightest color and blend these two sides together. Again, I just do little circles right over the joint where the two colors join together, and I'm going to pull it into the other side of her hat. There we go. Now I have her nice and smoothly blended, and she has a highlight right in the center. If you think this right here isn't blended enough, that's okay. Let's go ahead and do another time right across the top of that. And she looks much better that time. So there she goes. She's Morehead's collection. Her name is Raindrops. Thanks for joining us today, and I hope you come back for more of our educational tutorials. Bye-bye.